everyone. Welcome to a new vlog. My name is Cass, or the Fairy Librarian. Um, Welcome to a new video. I am a little rusty because I haven't done a vlog in almost 2 months. Also, I have a cold, so sorry if my voice sounds weird and monotonous. That's how I tend to sound when I have a cold. So yeah, it's been a while since we've seen each other. Since December. It is now February 16th. And I want to show you the books that I'm in the middle of. First of all, I have two books that I don't have with me here. Well, one of them is an ebook, so I don't have a physical copy anyway, and that's Pandora by Susan Stokes-Chapman, which is a retelling of Pandora, obviously, Greek myth. It's set in the 18th century, I want to say. I'm not that far into it, like on chapter 3, I think. The prose is really hard because I'm reading it in English and they're using a lot of words that I don't know. Like every page, there's at least 5 words that I have no clue what they mean. So it's not a very fast read or anything, but the prose is really beautiful so far. And that's all I can really say now because I'm not that far into it. It's a little confusing at this moment, but again, I'm only like chapter 3, so I assume it's gonna become all clear. Um, Another book, my other 2 books that I'm in the middle of are both rereads. So first one is Lustrum by Robert Harris, or Conspirata if you're in the US, which is the second book in his Cicero trilogy. Alan from the Library of Alexandria is holding a read-along. And since it is one of my favorite series of all time, I'm very happy to reread it for that. And Lustrum is my favorite book out of the 3, so I'm having the best time. It's very funny. And I don't know, I love the pettiness of the politicians in here, and now it's just basically all teenage drama except Roman politicians, and um, just the mic drops in this series as well are on point. And the second book is it starts in 63 BC. I won't spoil things if you don't know history. If you do, look up what 63 BC is if you don't know the date. But if you know, that was first century BC in general is extremely messy in terms of politics, but that year was especially hard on Cicero himself, and it. I'm also not very far into it, but I've read it before, and I know that there's gonna be so much mess, and it's gonna be so great, and I love it. Also, just this writing style in this series really transports me to ancient Rome. There is there are very few books that suck me into a setting so deeply and so vividly as this series does. So yeah, I really love it, and this reread has been great so far. And I've been loving book 1 on read, sorry, which was in January. I filmed my wrap up. I don't know if it's up yet or not. Probably yes, but maybe not. I don't know. Because I'm terrible at planning these things. Um, but that was my least favorite book on my first read out of three, and I still loved it. So, um, it's gonna be great. Another book that I do have physically is also a reread, and that is Emerald Green by Kirsten Gier. This is the third and final book in the Precious Stone trilogy, which is a YA time travel trilogy with a strong romantic component as well. And I love it. I um this is just a very feel good series to me. Um and I don't know. It's I really like being back into this world because it's been a while since I've read the entire series. Um, but just I know what's gonna happen and I'm anticipating it. That's why I love rereading. Just already knowing what's gonna happen and being able to anticipate it and pick up on things that you couldn't on your first read. Um, that's why I love rereading so much. And yeah, I'm having the best time, and it's so it feels cozy to me, but not because it's a cozy book necessarily, but because it's such because I love it so much and because I know the story and I know the characters and I know everything that's gonna happen and it's just nostalgia for me basically because I think I read the first time I read the series I was I think 13 or 14 and I read it at the same time as a friend and we were both obsessed with it and this series was like our personality for a little while. And so yeah, I still love it. Um and it's a thick book, but it reads very quickly. Um because it's a reboot because I know the story, but also because it's sort of like a younger YA, like it reads younger than most English YA. I feel like this book is originally written in German, by the way. And I feel like YA that is not originally written in English tends to read younger. Say with middle grade, it just tends to read a little younger than the English variety. Not all of it, of course, but just in general, a thing that I've noticed. Um, so yeah, I'm really enjoying this as well. I love the gargoyle who serves as sort of an animal companion in this one. Um, and I really like. I don't know. It's so good. I don't want to spoil things, so maybe I shouldn't. Um, I was going to say a character that I really like, but that might be a spoiler, so I won't say it since it's the third book in the series. But yeah, it's really fun. Um, and I'm enjoying myself a lot. There are just so many books now that I want to read at this point, and and I've wanted to start, but if I do that, it's getting a little ridiculous. I have borrowed a lot of books from the library. There are a lot of books that I own as well that I want to read right now. Um, but I really telling myself to only start a book when I finish one, just because I don't want it to get too ridiculous and I don't want to get the stories mixed up and all that. I'm gonna allow myself one more book to start just because I have a reread coming up, and so I don't want to have to rush another book to start that on time. I don't know the exact date. I have to ask the person I'm reading with. But I am going to reread House of Leaves with someone. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's thicker than I thought. And the print is also kind of small, so But then again, given that it's House of Leaves, there is also just some weird things going on where, like, sometimes only one word on a page. So I really don't know how this is going to go. But I'm looking forward to it so much. It's slightly intimidating, but also just exciting. And I've heard great things. So I just hope I'm gonna love it. I don't know if I will start that book in this vlog or in the next one. Again, I'll have to ask when the person I'm rereading with wants to start exactly. We just know second half of February, so when we were saying, like, let's buddy read this, we had said second half of February, second half of February. But yeah, so I am really enjoying all my reads. Pandora is a little hard, but I'm still enjoying it. That's my train read, because I don't want to have to carrying around a book that's this size every time. So when I'm on the train, I'm just reading that on my phone, and then I'm making progress slowly but surely. So I will talk to you soon when I have more updates. Hi, so it's Friday now. I don't have a reading update yet. I haven't done a lot of reading because this week, you may have seen it, a bunch of booktubers have posted a collab where they read all the Goodreads Choice Award winners in different categories, and I've been watching those, and it's been taking a lot of my time, so I don't have any updates. But I do have a little book haul for you guys, because there are two things. One, yesterday I had a friend over for dinner, and so my birthday's in November, and we hadn't seen each other since then, and she surprised me with a late birthday gift that she hadn't had the opportunity to give me yet. So she got me a book, obviously, and that is The Priory of the Orange Tree. I'm so happy with it. We've talked this summer because she had bought it, and I was like, oh my god, I've been wanting to read that. And she had remembered that, and so she bought me a copy, so I'm really happy with it. I think I already know because I'm going on a trip in the summer, and I just think I'm going to take one because it's not very heavy, but it's kind of long, so I don't have to take like a million books with me that I have to carry around. So I think that's when I'm going to read it. I'm going to save it for then, but I'm so excited about this. And then today I just got back from class, and we had class in a different building than I had before, and there was a bookshelf in the hall, and obviously I went to take a look, because what else do you do if you just see a random bookshelf in a hall? And it just said free books, so I was like, okay. I looked at the book and I took a few home. They're all like non-fiction books on linguistics and literature, because that's what the faculty is within. So, but I'm really excited. First, I have this one. This is the only one in Dutch that I have. It's Kinderboek als opvoeder by Lea Dasberg. I have to see if there's an English version of this. I don't know. Anyway, it's about children's books and how their like their role in in development of children, and I just think that's very interesting because I really like children's books, and this is something I'm very interested in, so I'm very happy. Then the other three are in English. So first I have Worlds Behind Words by F.J. Hayward. I don't know how to pronounce his names. Are they Dutch? Belgian? Oh, it's Leuven University Press. Okay, so they're probably out of frame. They're probably Belgian. So FJ Hayward and Stuurs. They've edited this. It's a collection of essays about linguistics, and I just had opened it on a random page, and it said something like, "Is Dutch the same as Flemish?" And I was like, "Okay, I'm taking this. I'm taking this home with me." It's a lot about Dutch, but also other languages, because by Leuven University Press, which is the university that I'm studying at right now. And I'm really interested in it because they're not too long either, so it's going to be really nice to just read an essay every now and then slowly work my way through. I think that would be really nice. So yeah, I'm happy with this. I also got another one that is Attitudes Towards Language Diversity edited by Ellen Bouchard Ryan and Howard Childs. This just, I don't remember what it's about. Yeah, just about like differences in languages and stuff. I don't know, it seemed fun. It's kind of small too, which I don't know. This one just sounded very interesting, and I love linguistics. So, and then this one I'm maybe the most excited about, which is Community Languages: The Australian Experience by Michael Klein. And this is about some linguistic issues in Australia, because Australia is incredibly linguistically diverse, and there is like a national language policy that's quite unique in Australia, and there's some issues with that, like so yeah, this is extremely interesting because I had a professor, just general linguistics, so not language specific, and he was specialized in a few native Australian languages, and he sometimes had examples from those languages, and they just sound so interesting, and I really want to learn more about like Australia in general, and like those languages specifically, because I love linguistics. And so yeah, I'm super excited about this one. So yeah, I think all of these are university press books, which would make sense why they're held in a university. Wait, this is Leuven University Press. This one's Cambridge University. This one is, I can't see it, but maybe it's on the inside. I don't know. I don't know if this is University Press. I don't know the press. So anyway, and this I also don't know what this one is, but yeah. I am super excited about all of these. So I don't often have book hauls because I get most of my books from the library anyway, so I don't own a ton of books. But I wanted to show you that. Sorry for this extremely messy clip. I'm just holding the camera in my hand, and I maybe should have put it on top of something if it was going to grab books and show them to you because this was all over the place. Like I was out of frame for a little while, and sorry for that, but yeah, that is my update for now. I am gonna do some cleaning, and I will see you again later. Bye. Hi, it's Tuesday. Want to hear a fun story? I was taking a train on Sunday, and it started out fine. The train was on time and everything. But everyone got in, and the train just didn't leave for, at first, seemingly no reason. And we were very confused. And then they announced that there had been a fight, and like near the station. And in that fight, somehow one of them got like fell on the tracks. Nothing happened. They caught it in time. But obviously, until the situation was resolved, the train wasn't allowed to leave the station. And so the police had to come, and it was a whole thing, and we sat there for a very long time. And, well, we got delayed a lot, like a half an hour, in the end. It was a lot. And then, suddenly, they announced on the train of like, hey, there's this station which is on the route. We're not gonna go past that one. There's another train with the same destination that leaves a few minutes after we arrive there. Have fun, I think. And so we all had to move to this other train because no one, it was weird, like no one had to be at that station, like. And so the train I was on already wasn't empty. And then the other train was decently full as well. So I ended up being on a jam-packed train. And I got here an hour later than I usually should have, which was great. I also just didn't understand why the train had to go on, because it wasn't very far anymore, even. It was like 2 more stations. And I was very confused. Because also, it was evening, so the train would maybe go to some storage space or something. It wouldn't be sitting there in a station, right? And there is not a storage space there. They would have to come here to do that. So why didn't they just take the people? I was confused. I'm still confused. Anyway, that's not what you're here for. I have a reading update. I was feeling a little bit slumpy, or starting to feel a little bit slumpy, I should say. But 2 things saved me. First of all, reading sprints. I don't know who ever invented that, but thank you to them. You're a genius. And also, Robert Harris to the rescue. I am about 2/3 of the way through Lustrum, and I'm really, really loving it. It's just so fun, like knowing what is going to happen. It's so much fun to see the foreshadowing and stuff. And kicking on himself, he's so self-important and pompous, and I love him. I mean, I can't stand him, but I love him. And like seeing the speeches that I know, just they're almost word for word. The speeches I recognize the word, and it's fun. And just the writing style is amazing as well. Very vivid, very transportive. I love this series. I love this book. I highly recommend if you've never tried this series, because it reads very, very quickly as well. They read a bit like modern thrillers. Like the first one is more of sort of a legal thriller. There's more political in its nature, but it reads pretty modern and pretty quickly. So I highly recommend. And I also just started House of Leaves. This is for a buddy read. You see the little tabs because it's a scheduled buddy read, so we have a part of it every day, and so let's do mark the days. I'm about halfway the part for today, which was the first part, and I'm really enjoying it. I hadn't expected that I would like the writing style as much as I do. Like, you hear about the formatting and stuff, but the writing itself is really, it's really nice as well, I think. Yeah, I heard really good things. It's complicated, and I can see that it's, even though I'm only starting, but it's taken me longer than most books to read the few pages that I have read. Maybe that will get better. I don't know about that, but I really like it. It's very meta. It's a story within a story within a story within a story about a haunted house, and then there's a documentary about the haunted house, and there's a report of that documentary, and there's a guy who's annotating the report of the documentary of the haunted house. So it's a lot, but I haven't started the thing at the introduction, how they found the report and everything, and how they got obsessed with it, and then now comes the report itself with his annotations. So yeah, it's, so far it's good. I'm like 10 pages in. I don't know, but I really like the writing style. So that's the reading guide. There is something I want to show you. Hang on. Because I finished my puzzle. Yay. I'm proud of that. I really love the colors of it. It was quite a part because it wasn't your traditional shapes. And there were also some pieces that had a straight edge that weren't edge pieces, so they made it a little bit hard sometimes, but I finished it and I'm really happy with that. So yeah, now I will just go have lunch and then go to class, and I'll maybe see you tomorrow. Bye. Hi. I just got back from the most disappointing shopping trip ever. So first I went to a thrift store because I wanted to find like a tablecloth or a bed sheet or something, because I wanted to sew something, and actual fabric is expensive, so I just, something that I could work with. No, they had a lot of clothes. They didn't have anything of the sort. Like, no tablecloths, no curtains, no bed sheets, none of all that. So that was disappointment number one. Then from there, I went to I don't know, it's called multimedia store, is that the word? Because I wanted to buy a microphone so that you guys would actually hear me and the sound wouldn't be whatever this is. That was extremely disappointing either. I looked on their website because it's a chain store. So I know, so I expected that they wouldn't have everything that they had on their website.
there's so many on their website, so I thought it would at least have like some choice and like somehow what I wanted. But no, none of that. I mean, they had gaming headsets and they had like things that are like €1,000. It was like, I'm not paying €1,000 for this. And I also didn't want a gaming headset. So, yeah, that was disappointing. At least I got bread. I also need to get bread. So I can eat. But, yeah. Also, I'm filming in like the one angle that everyone tells you not to film in. But I just don't care anymore by this point. Anyway, I wanted to wrap up the vlog here. I didn't finish a single book. I didn't talk about a ton of books. I talked about a lot of non-book related stuff. So sorry for that. Oh, while it was both at the thrift store and the multimedia store, I both looked at the book section and they were very disappointing. I went looking for John Gwynne because I wanted to read Faithful and Fallen. They had Shadow of the Gods, and that was it. So I was like, And they had the Greenbound Saga, which I was interested in, that I maybe wanted to buy, or like the Dandelion Dynasty they also had, which also I'm a little interested in, but I wanted John Gwynne. So yeah, it that was not what I went for anyway. So it was just while I was there, I can just as well take a look. Anyway, I didn't finish a single book. I talked about mostly non-bookish things. That's what I was saying in this vlog. So sorry if it bothered you. If you liked it, you're welcome, I think. So yeah, I did read a bit, but I didn't finish anything. So wrapping up what I did read, I managed to read quite a big chunk of this. I'm about a quarter left, so it will definitely be finished next week. So that's good. I also read a tiny bit of Emerald Green, but not even that much. I don't even know if I talked about this book in this video, but I have been reading a little bit of that, but I don't really have much to say about it. I have started House of Leaves. I'm not very far into it, but I'm enjoying it. The prose is really nice, which I hadn't expected because you always hear about the formatting, and so I thought that the author's attention would mostly go to those things and not necessarily to the sentences themselves. But the prose is really nice in this one, so pleasantly surprised with that one. And I'm also reading an ebook, which is Pandora by Susan Stokes-Chapman. I don't know if I talked about that one. It's a Greek myth retelling. I'm not super far into it, but the prose is also really beautiful there, very lyrical, very lush. The thing is, we have different perspectives, and one of them uses a lot of really fancy words. And I'm reading it in English, which is not my native language, so that doesn't really help either. So it's not a quick read, and it's always taken me a while to get through a chapter. I'm not reading it very fast, but I'm really liking it. So at least that's something. I had hoped that I would be able to start The Duke and I this week, but I didn't because I first want to finish Lustrum. So this will probably be started next week, which I'm very excited about. But so yeah, that was the video. I don't know if it was very interesting, but that was a vlog. So if you liked it, then subscribe and let me know what you read this week, or if you've read any of these that I talked about, and if you like them. And I would love to see you back next time. Bye bye.